Have you ever been in a big meeting? Your heart is pounding, you know the answer to the question everyone is discussing, but you're just silent. You're terrified that if you speak, you'll make a grammar mistake and everyone will think you're not smart enough.
That feeling is horrible, Chloe, and it's so common. We call it the perfect grammar trap, and millions of incredibly intelligent professionals fall into it every single day.
It is. And if that sounds familiar, we just want to say thank you for clicking on this episode. Because over the next 12 minutes, we're going to destroy that myth. We're going to show you that the secret to powerful business English isn't perfect grammar. It's something much, much easier to achieve.
Exactly. The big idea for today is this. In the professional world, English is not about perfection. It is about clarity and confidence. Native speakers, your colleagues, your clients, they don't expect perfect grammar. They expect a clear message.
Right, a clear message.
Think about it. Who sounds more professional? Person A, who has perfect grammar but speaks so quietly and nervously that you can't understand them, or person B, who makes a few small grammar mistakes but speaks with confidence, clarity, and a strong voice?
It's always person B. Always. Confidence sounds like competence. Fear sounds like, well, fear. It makes people doubt you, even if your ideas are brilliant.
That is the core of what we're teaching today, and we are going to give you the exact tools you need to sound like person B. In fact, stay with us until the end because we're saving the most powerful sentence of all for last. And trust me, once you hear it, you'll use it every single week.
Oh, that is such a good one. If you're finding this useful already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss powerful tips like that. Okay, so Alex, where do people go wrong? Why are they so obsessed with grammar?
It's because of how we learn languages. There are 3 levels of English proficiency: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. At the beginner level, your focus is vocabulary, words.
Table, chair, computer.
Exactly. At the intermediate level, your focus is grammar, connecting those words into correct sentences, the past tense, the present perfect, conditionals, all that stuff. And this is where most people get stuck. They stay here forever trying to be perfect.
And this is the turning point. This is the secret most language schools don't tell you. They keep you stuck at the grammar level because it's easy to test and teach. But real professional progress, that happens at the advanced level. And the advanced level is not about more grammar, it's about communication.
Communication, that is the final boss. High-level professionals, leaders, managers, they don't care if you use the right preposition. They care if you can persuade, influence, and explain complex ideas clearly. That is the skill that gets you promoted.
Okay, so how do we move our listeners from the intermediate grammar level to the advanced communication level?
We give them a simple, powerful structure. We call it the rule of professional English. It has just 4 steps. Whenever you need to explain something at work, you follow these steps. 1. What is the situation? 2. What is the problem? 3. What is the solution? And 4. What happens next?
Situation, problem, solution, next steps. I love that. Let's show everyone how it works. Let's do a role play. You be a manager who is trying to explain something, but you're doing it in a very confusing, unprofessional way.
All right, I can do that. Okay. So, Chloe, considering the current situation and the various problems we are facing, it might be beneficial to possibly consider a different approach going forward.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand. What is the situation and what do you want me to do?
Okay, let's stop there.
That was painful to listen to. The grammar was perfect, not a single mistake. But I had no idea what you were talking about. It was full of weak, passive words like might be beneficial and possibly consider. It created more questions than answers.
Exactly. It was a waste of time. Now, let's try that again. But this time, I will use the four-step rule. You be my colleague, okay? Exactly. The intention is to sound formal and polite, but it results in confusion and a lack of leadership. It forces your listener to do all the work to figure out what you want. A true professional makes their message easy to understand.
Ready?
Exactly. It was a waste of time. Now, let's try that again, but this time I will use the four-step rule. You be my colleague, okay? Okay, Chloe. Right now, we have a problem with delivery times. I suggest we change the supplier. If we do that, delivery will be faster. I can contact them today.
Great. That's perfectly clear. Please go ahead.
And scene. See the difference?
It was night and day. Let's break it down. You said, right now we have a problem with delivery times. That's step 1 and 2, situation and problem. Then you said, I suggest we change the supplier. Step 3, solution. And finally, I can contact them today. Step 4, next steps. Clear, direct, and actionable.
And notice the English was simple. No complicated words. It wasn't about sounding clever. It was about being understood. That structure is your foundation.
Okay, so that structure is the foundation. Now let's give our listeners the tools to build on it. We have 5 powerful phrases that you can use immediately to sound more clear and confident. That structure is so important, and it highlights another key mistake people make when they're nervous. They talk too much. They think using more words makes them sound more intelligent, but usually the opposite is true.
Yes, this is our hear, repeat, and learn section. We'll say each phrase, explain when to use it, and then say it again so you can practice saying it out loud. Ready? Phrase number 1. Absolutely. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of control. When you pause, you give your listener time to absorb your message. You also give yourself time to think. Rushing your words is a classic sign of nervousness.
Let me clarify.
Okay, let's practice. Hear, repeat, and learn.
Let me clarify.
Excellent. Phrase number 2 is, what I mean is. This is perfect when you say something complex and you see confused faces. It allows you to rephrase your idea more simply.
Ready? Hear, repeat, and learn.
What I mean is.
In my experience, this is a brilliant way to share your opinion with authority, but without sounding aggressive. You're grounding your opinion in your own expert history.
Let's practice.
In my experience.
Number 4 is a favorite of mine. The main issue is, in long discussions, people often get lost. This phrase brings everyone back to the most important point. It shows leadership.
Okay, your turn.
The main issue is.
And finally, phrase number 5. What I suggest is. This is the perfect partner to the last phrase. After you identify the main issue, you use this to propose a clear, confident solution.
Last one. Let's do it.
What I suggest is.
Fantastic. These phrases are incredibly useful. We actually have a whole list of them, plus other essential tips like the 4-step rule in our free Essential Business English Guide. It's a PDF you can download and keep. You can get it right now by clicking the link in the show notes.
Okay, Alex, it's time. We promised our listeners the most powerful sentence of all, the one they will use every single week.
This is the big one. The most powerful sentence in business English is not about grammar. It's about taking control of a conversation with confidence and intelligence. That sentence is, can I ask a question to make sure I understand?
That might seem simple, but let me tell you why it is pure genius. First, it shows you are listening very carefully. This makes the other person respect you. Second, it buys you time to think. While they are answering, your brain is processing. Third, it puts you in control of the conversation, politely. And fourth, and most importantly, it prevents huge misunderstandings before they happen.
See, it has nothing to do with complex tenses or vocabulary. It's about clear, confident communication. Using simple questions to manage a conversation is an advanced skill. We talk more about meeting strategies in our episode on leading effective meetings, so be sure to check that out too.
And if this episode has helped you feel even a little more confident, please subscribe. It's the best way to support the show, and it means you'll never miss practical advice like this again.
So, to recap, forget perfect grammar. Focus on clarity and confidence. Use the 4-step structure and start using those 5 powerful phrases today.
We have one question for you as we finish. What is the biggest myth you believed about learning English? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening.